Hey Lou, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Did he surprise you?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this to pop up. There it is. Taking forever. Right, here you
Hey, Ian, how's it going? Welcome to the program. We appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Leighton's Loft. How are you today, Lou?
I'm doing very well. How are you today?
Excellent. Thank you. Welcome to all the collectors and friends that we have out there. Excited for the show. We've got a lot going on. And of course, for those who are familiar with the Northeast Philadelphia Sports Card Show, it is this weekend. And how cool is this? So I'm going down on Friday afternoon with Crosby. It's my weekend with Cros.
Nice.
And it's now going to be his second or third show. But how cool is this? So I have a deal on Saturday morning. When I say a deal, for those that don't necessarily know the lingo, we have an appointment with someone who wants to sell their collection.
Yep.
And we asked Crosby yesterday because he was in the office for a minute. It was me and J5. We said, Cros, would you like to stay at the card show on Saturday? Stay with J5 and, help out at the booth.
Yep.
Because he knows he's getting paid. He knows he'll get paid regardless.
Yep.
I said, or, would you like to go with Daddy on a little bit of a treasure hunt? I have a deal. And, he's got a little bit of separation anxiety. I was kind of hoping he would say stay at the card show because I think it would be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But he said he wants to come with me. And so I'm really excited. We're actually been going on our first deal together on Saturday morning.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really pumped about that, Lou.
So can you give us a hint on what he's buying for the first time?
Well, I'm definitely going to get some great pictures. That's for sure.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I believe it's a doctor and his wife. And I believe he collected some time ago. It's a 1930s collection, a 38 Gaudi, heads up Joe DiMaggio, amongst other cards. But the main thing that I know is from the 1930s. We've done an evaluation for them. I believe that we're close on the numbers. And for some reason or another, I guess it's just tougher for them to travel, even though they could come to the convention, which is not that far from them.
Yep.
They said they prefer we come to their home. And so after Crosby said he wants to go with his daddy, I asked them if it was okay if we bring someone. And they said, who? And I said, he's a little bit younger than you probably think. And so they were a little bit confused. And, I explained to them the 8-year-old I'm in fact bringing in question is my son.
Yeah.
They said that's totally fine. So super excited.
Yeah. Mom will take him, give him something in the kitchen, and you can close the deal.
Well, I think Tom O'Connor has the right idea, which is, kind of give the little kid puppy eyes, if we're too far apart on the deal, and see if we can, get a little extra flexibility on Crosby's back.
What do you think? Do you think J5 works him too hard at the shows? Is that why he wanted to go along with you?
I'm going to have to try to ask him separate because I'm a little bit concerned. There's child labor laws. My son's not even double-digit age yet.
Yeah.
He's not really supposed to be working for money, but we'll get to the bottom of it, I'm sure. I'm just excited because I think he's now starting to understand, this is his opportunity to spend some time with me, a little bit different than usual. But he'll be able to earn some money, which, other than allowance, he's not necessarily got a good source of income yet.
No, got to put him to work. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's never too early.
Never too early. So wanted to say what's up to Daniel Lynch. Daniel will be at the show this weekend, as he just announced. If you can make it down to the show, it's a great card show. So if you're a memorabilia person, or if you're a hockey person, there's not a lot of hockey. There's not a ton of memorabilia, but there is a fair amount of cards, and there's a nice selection of vintage cards as well.
And some guests, some signers.
Yeah, there is going to be a bunch of signers. I didn't have a chance to look yet. Check it out. I think it's phillyshow.com.
That show's usually chock full of signers, isn't it?
It is. And, there's definitely people that come from far and wide just for that. Hey, what's up, Chef? Hope all is well.
Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you, Chef.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to correspond with Chef about some special edition springtime cookies for the Vintage Breaks community. So we'll see.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Daniel's right. There is going to be a great roster of vintage guys there. And, in general, it's a great show. It's probably one of the best shows in the Northeast. And, for myself and our team, we can drive there. So it's pretty good.
Excellent. Yeah, it's kind of, it's one of the easier shows, right?
Absolutely. Oh, so we got James is here. So James, G, what's up? What's up, Tyler, Nick, Brandon, the rest of the gang? But James, I kept forgetting for the longest of time, but James won something awesome, Chef. I'm very excited about that. I know the community is, but James had requested, I forgot exactly what he won, but he won like a nominal spending spree at a card show, and he wanted me to get him a T206 Philadelphia player. I'm not sure if he won it from the Loft or where else he won the prize from, but this is T206 of Nichols from the Philadelphia Americans. So that's going out to James G. Hopefully he's still tuned in.
Yep.
But I know James is working on the T206 the old-fashioned way. He was trading off. He was working on low grade. So, James, if you are still watching, let us know how many different cards you have in the set right now. Speaking of tobacco, we are going to give away. I don't know. Do I have to? Can you see this on the screen? Okay, Lou.
Yep, I can see it on the screen. James says he has 375 plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very impressive, James. Does that include Hall of Famers as well?
Working on about a 10-second delay when it gets out to the
okay, sure.
Second, yeah.
What's up, Jeremy? So while we're waiting for James to reply, I wanted to reveal first place in today's Leighton's Loft prizes, Lou.
Yes.
So the only way for people to win is to participate. We certainly love hearing everyone check in and say hi. This card of George Stone from the St. Louis Americans is a T205 from a recent find that we made. So I thought along the lines of, tobacco being today's theme, that we would give away one of these from the T205 set as first place in Leighton's Loft prizes today, Lou.
Don't hear much about the T205, but it's got some charm to it, doesn't it?
I love that set. I love the ornate design. Second place will be a 1964 top set break spot. Third place prize will be a BAM spot. Special shout out to my friend Joe Ferguson from 20th Century Baseball Facebook page. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. So this is so interesting. This is why I love collecting. So James G has 375 cards from the T206 set, nothing over $125.
Nice.
And some Hall of Famers. So James, if you have any doubles, let's work out a deal offline. I'd love to trade you a Hall of Famer that you might need for your set, because we've got a recent influx of some T206s.
What a great idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. So James, I'd love to help you out. Drop me an email or message me on Facebook, but email's a little bit easier for me. Leighton@justcollect.com.
Ian, it's Leighton's Loft on Facebook. You'll find it there. And
yeah, thanks for tuning in, Ian. What's going on, Danny and Robert, Ken, Larry? I do agree with you, Larry. One of the reasons why I selected this card, Lou, so, I know I'm being nerdy about this, but I like the way that the blue makes the player George Stone pop. Like, I love the T205 set. I don't think it gets enough love.
Yep, no, that's what I was thinking, because it's an interesting card. I don't know about the gold border, but the colors with the yellow background and the blue border around it, it's nice. It's very nice.
And look how they have the baseball bats. Like, it's kind of cheesy, but yet it just works for that time period.
Fits the era. Right, exactly. Looks like the era.
So that's up for grabs. First place today in Leighton's Loft. No purchase necessary. Just need a little bit of TLC and to say hi in the chat.
So right. I want to hear the results. We need follow-up with James about if he trades a couple of commons for another Hall of Fame.
I'm hoping he'll reach out. James is usually pretty good about communication. So we'll keep you posted. Awesome. Special shout out to VB Midwest. Preston was saying they're doing a great job. Preston, we're going to get them more hockey because we know that they're hockey guys.
Oh, yeah.
Lou, I wonder if we'll get you to make an appearance on VB Midwest, because I know you're a true hockey guy also.
Oh, sure. I'll make an appearance over there. I watched those guys the other day.
Nice. Yeah, no, they're great.
So they're competing against us now up until 2:00. Is that the deal?
Oh, wait, what day is today? No, not on Wednesdays, Lou. Only on Monday and Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah. So I want to pull up, hold on one second. So Joe, if you're still watching, want to make sure, Lou, can you see this on the screen? I know it's a second or two delay. Let me know if you can see my phone.
Yeah, no, it's for them. For me, I got it. It's good. It's good. It's a little blurry. I don't know if you can bring it a little closer.
Is that better?
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Perfect.
Great. Hey, what's up, Charles G? Enjoy your cruise that you're going on with your buddy. Sounds really fun. So this is a special shout out to Joe Ferguson. So Joe and I recently did a deal where Just Collect acquired his 20th Century Baseball / Shock Me Facebook page. And you can see this is taking a lot of work for Joe to do. It's got 46,000 likes, 57,000 followers. And if you like baseball content,
Yep,
it's incredible. So
when he showed up a couple weeks ago, I think it was with the Evangelic interview. I think he showed up there, and I went and checked out the site. It's nice. I like it a lot.
yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot more together. So it's kind of a project that Joe and I are going to be tackling together. You might see some advertising in the future, but for now, you're going to see a lot more great baseball content. We might start to try to introduce some card content as well. It's not just quotes. You can see obviously the Just Collect. I used to love Tony Gwynn growing up.
Yeah.
But he'll take like analytics and he'll run with it and he'll make his own kind of assessment of it. This is so interesting about Wade Boggs and Greg Maddux. To me, one of the coolest things, and I wish I could bring this up quickly, how much of a baseball nerd Joe is what I love the most about him. So Joe was watching some original footage of the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1970s, and he found a very seldom seen interview with Roberto Clemente.
Oh, nice.
And he posted this on the 20th Century Baseball Facebook page. So you're going to see lots of great stuff like that. So if you've not subscribed already and liked the page, please do that. I know Joe and I would be grateful for that. And what I told Joe, because we're really looking forward to working together, Joe's going to be part of the Just Collect and Vintage Breaks community as well. He's going to be helping us out socially. He's got a brilliant baseball mind. I love what he does with quotes and analytics, Lou. We're hoping we can do that actually for breaking as well.
Yep.
Have some fun there. But Joe, without getting into detail, could certainly use a little bit of prayer for a fellow family member. And so if you can find that within your hearts, whatever you do to pray. So whether it's you sit down at your bedside at night, whether it be you go to temple or church. And I know Joe's probably gonna be mad at me for saying something on here. I'm not going to go into specifics. But Joe's a great guy, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more things together over the next several years. And so I know that if we can get some prayer out his direction and, things at the very least became just a little bit easier for him and his family, I know he'd be forever grateful. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. And the second thing is, and Joe by no means asked for any gift, but I wanted to share something with Joe as opposed to do it privately. Hopefully Joe's still watching. I wanted to share. So Joe was telling me he was really into two particular players in the T206 set.
Yep.
One of them was ironically named Mr. Ferguson, which is Joe's last name, on the Buffalo team. And the reason why I don't have that card in stock at the moment is because one of my very good friends growing up, Matt Litt, his family is just a huge Buffalo fan. So I send them generally T206 Buffalo players when I have them.
Yeah.
However, the other player he asked about, I had to do some digging, but I was able to find it for him. And as Joe mentioned, it's a little bit pricier, but this is our gift from Vintage Breaks and Just Collect and me personally to Joe for his collection. But it's a goodie. And if you don't know who he is, Google him because he's got a tremendous background. But it is former Black Sox Chick Gandil.
Oh, Chick Gandil, sure.
So, Joe, this is now going to be part of your baseball collection. Don't know how many vintage cards you have.
Nice. It's a nice card.
But, Joe, I'm going to send that out to you tomorrow with the other paperwork. And, really, I just think that this is the beginning of some amazing work that Joe's going to do with our organization across the board. And I think in the future, if we can get Joe to carve out some time, Lou, I think he would make an amazing guest
I'd love
on
that.
Leighton's Loft, because I would love for him in his own words, as opposed to me butchering, how he started the site, how he comes up with the content. I think it would be great to hear right from Joe.
All right. What's the story behind Chick? Was he on the take?
Well, that's the thing. I kind of want to discuss this with Joe because I don't know. I feel like Joe probably knows a lot more about Chick Handle than I do.
Well, there we go. We'll have Joe on and we'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
I have, by the way, you talked about how you like Tony Gwynn.
Oh, very much.
I have a ball from the 99 All-Star game signed by Tony Gwynn.
Whoa, how'd you get that, Lou?
Well, I was working the game, and it was right before he tried to throw me out. No, he almost did. I was there on Monday at the home run derby batting practice, and as a joke, Matt Williams laid down a bunt in the first pitch of batting practice, and it rolled right at my feet. So I picked it up, and then that day we were working around on the field, and ran into Tony Gwynn in the visitors' dugout over there, and asked him to sign the ball because I just had it in my hand. And he said, "You're not supposed to ask for autographs." And he started security. He's kind of like that, but he's just giving me a hard time. But he signed it and did a nice recorded interview. It was great.
That's awesome, Lou.
Can I tell you the best story about that game, though? Sean Casey.
Please.
Sean Casey. I love Sean Casey from fantasy. And it's like I went up to talk to him, and it was his first All-Star game.
Former Cleveland Indian, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a good hitter.
He was a Red at the time, and he was a very highly regarded prospect, and it was his first All-Star game. And I went up to talk to him, and there are obviously a lot of people on the field, and he looked at me, he goes, "I got to do this interview that's timed. I'll get back to you." And I said, okay, and thinking he's never going to get back to me. You know, there's 100 reporters on the field, couple hundred reporters on the field. And sure enough, 35 minutes later, he walked up and found me and said, "I can talk to you now if you want to." I'm going, "You got to be kidding me." Because I'm nobody, right? You know, Peter Gammons is on the field. Everybody's on the field. This guy sought me out with all these people on the field. And it was just like, that's why they call him the mayor. He's just one of those guys. He was great.
That's cool.
Yep.
Appreciate you sharing that story, Lou.
Yep. Oh, it was fun. That was my best professional experience ever working that All-Star game. It was a blast.
Well, I appreciate you sharing. I wanted to special shout out today because I think we did it last week on Trading Card Therapy. About Antonio, who's part of the Vintage Breaks community. But Antonio helped us get now his second collection that he's helped us obtain through Just Collect. This one was a Yankee collection. There was a bunch of Mickey Mantle cards along with Yogi Berras, Rizzutos, etc. So Lou, even though I showed this off on Trading Card Therapy last week,
yep.
I thought I would run through these again if you thought that'd be cool.
That's a good leadoff hitter right there. Yep.
54 Bowman Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
57 Topps Mickey. 56 Topps Mantle.
Oh, nice.
These are all from the same collection. And really proud to say that one of our very own Breaking Maniacs, Antonio, helped us secure this collection. It wasn't easy. Antonio did not expect us to get this collection because they had fairly unreasonable expectations. But we just told them what we thought it was worth, gave them the straight scoop, and believe it or not, we were able to work something out.
He's just a handful of Mickey Mantles, huh? Good Lord.
Very few graded cards in the collection, but there were a handful. That's a really nice 62 Topps Mantle. 63 Mantle. Folks, if you're enjoying today's content, make sure you like and subscribe to our Facebook page so you'll be notified each and every time we go live on Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
And of course, share it with your friends. If you have people who'd be interested, by all means, bring them along.
Or just friends.
Yep.
I mentioned this last time. So the 68 Mantle and a PSA 10 recently sold for over $500,000 at Heritage. And I now know, Lou, that you used to have these and you hate this card as well.
Yeah, that and the Lou Alcindor card. You used to have a bunch of them.
66 Mantle, 69, not the white letter.
Oh, so 2-letter versions of that one?
Yeah. So last name is either in yellow or white.
Okay, great.
The yellow is much more common.
Okay.
One of my favorite cards in the 1953 Bowman Color set, Mantle, Bauer, and Berra.
Was he always smiling? I never see him without a smile.
I probably think the only time he wasn't smiling was he wasn't playing baseball.
Yep.
58 treble printed Mickey Mantle All-Star.
I remember that one too. Yeah.
Great. So we'll save the rest of the collection for our blog. You can check out the full story on our blog at blog.justcollect.com. We've got a couple questions coming in here.
Yeah, Todd asked, do you like the non-tops mantles?
I'm not a big fan of the Burke Ross, and the main reason is I feel like the image is a little bit blurry. However, I love the Red Heart mantle. I like the Dandy mantle. And Lou, this would make a great question for our Facebook post about today's episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love for someone to let us know not someone, like our Breakomaniacs. I'd love for everyone to let us know, other than the Bowman and the Topps mantles, which are like the mainstream mantles, what's your favorite Mickey Mantle card?
Outside of the Bowman and Topps.
Huh?
Okay.
So Chris Brown is asking me, when it comes to vintage cards, how often do vintage collections of things such as basketball or hockey come across your day-to-day findings? So every day we're grateful and very appreciative that we're offered a lot of vintage collections. In terms of the order of the 4 major sports, this is what I think it is. Baseball, definitely number 1.
Yep.
Football, number 2. Basketball, number 3. Hockey, number 4. In terms of quantity. I should have asked you, Lou, what you thought before I rattled those off.
I would have probably gone that way, yeah. But I'm always surprised that hockey doesn't have a bigger vintage following, because hockey has a real similarity to, I guess it's regional, but then again, I come from the Northeast too, so hockey's always been part of my life. But it has a similar vintage to baseball, similar.
It does. A lot of history.
Similar history, similar legends, similar myths, similar nostalgia. I'm surprised.
Nick is asking, speaking of hockey, about the 51 Parkey set break. We do have that coming in the next couple of days, so Nick will let you know as soon as we have it. I know folks are excited about that. I want to show off, we don't get a lot of these. We're going to show off a non-sport card collection in just a minute, but I just showed this off last week on Trading Card Therapy, but this is the highlight, not in great condition, but very rare, T227 Ty Cobb, honest long cut back. This is a set that features a number of other players, only a handful of baseball players, including Cobb and Chief Bender. But this is a rarity. I haven't owned one of these in several years.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Love this card. And then my favorite cards in this collection, though, they only had 6. But check them out, Lou.
God, wow.
Gorgeous triple folders.
Oh, the colors look great on that.
Oh, I mean, these things are smoking. Speaking of smoking, Smokey Joe Wood and Tris Speaker.
That'll do.
Great card. Chief Bender. This is my favorite. Tinkers to Evers to Chance.
Nicely
so
done.
So cool, right?
Yep.
That makes sense, Chris. Well, if you have access to vintage hockey, you want to drop me a line, send me an email anytime. Leighton at justcollect.com, please. Little Mordecai 3-Finger Brown.
Should do a special hockey edition for see if we can expand our audience in Canada.
I got a really good buddy, Justin, who's a hockey guy. I'd like to get him on the show. We actually had him on the show last year, but he'd be a great return guest to talk about his hockey travels. We might be going to the Toronto show together soon. Here you go, Fred Clark. I mean, this card is like almost dead nut centered, razor sharp, beautiful.
All right, before the Toronto show, we'll have to do a hockey edition.
Yep, I like that. And then look at this. Just that color is amazing on that home run Baker. Like the contrast between the red and that blue/purple.
Robert, where are you in New Hampshire? Up there. My local card shop has people come down from Montreal looking for OPC all the time.
Interesting.
Got to be up there a little bit if they're coming down.
Yeah, say you got to hit that card store, Lou. Maybe do a little live show from there.
Take a drive.
Well, Chris, you know anyone who's got hockey? Love to connect. Drop me an email, like I said, anytime. Leighton at justcollect.com. All right, with a few minutes left in today's show, only because we don't get these regularly, it's an interesting non-sport collection. I'm going to kind of just crop it down here.
Ken makes a good point. OPC carries the value because of the smaller print runs back in the day. It makes sense. Yep.
So here you go. We got a checkbook box. And in that checkbook box, I'm a big fan of the 61 Topps sports cars set. Here you go. The Lotus 7. Maserati. Another Maserati. Firebird.
Yeah, wow.
These are really cool, Lou.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz.
Yep.
So that's the 61 top sports cars. There was a complete set. Everyone's favorite perverse Star Wars card was, of course, included. Don't get too excited, Lou.
I was going to ask, but I don't have to ask.
You don't have to ask.
No, I don't have to ask.
These are pretty rare. Early Gaudy Boy Scout cards.
Boy Scout cards. Wow.
Yep. A handful of Gaudy Indians. Let's see what else was cool. I'm a big fan of this set. They have an entire 1956 Topps U.S. President set.
Oh, very nice. Yep.
I just like the artwork. TJ. Look at that. Burning of the White House.
Yeah, 1812, the War of 1812, I'm guessing.
What do you think was worse, that or when they stormed when Trump was in office?
This was much worse. The burning was much worse.
Lou, I never talked politics, but it was just so set up easily.
I know.
And then a bunch of Scoops card, including the 26 inning game tie from 1920.
How you doing, card?
Double play in the 8th inning. The Braves and the Dodgers battled to a 1-1 tie today in Boston when their 26 inning game was called on account of darkness after 3 hours and 50 minutes of play. They only played for 4 hours in a 26 inning game, Lou?
What? That's Red Sox Yankees. Like
that's insane.
So basically,
that's crazy to me.
Yep. How can you play 26 innings in 3.5 hours?
No commercials?
Yeah, well, maybe, but still. Lord.
Well, obviously, Lou, a little bit of a simpler time. Really fun collection of non-sport cards. Wanted to make sure that we show those off today.
C3PO never met a Wookiee you didn't like.
You know what? On this note, I'd like to wrap up today's episode, Lou.
Yep.
Maybe we asked 2 questions this week when you post the show. Number 1, we asked for people's favorite mantle card besides a Topps or a Bowman.
Okay, I'm afraid. Yeah.
No, you're not gonna be afraid. This is gonna be great.
I'm afraid.
And then put a picture of the how you doing card.
Yep.
And I want to get people to basically make a joke. The person who makes the funniest joke will get a $50 break credit to vintagebreaks.com.
Whoa.
Because I like the one that you just put. Never C3PO never met a woman he didn't like.
Wookiee you didn't like.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Exactly. So let's get the jokes out. We'll have some fun over the next week. Obviously, it will be our judgment as to what we think the funniest joke is, but we will select a winner and give away $50 break credit.
All right. Excellent. That'll be fun. Yeah, you're right, Jeremy. Red Sox Yankees, they take 3.5 hours for 9 innings.
So on that note, we are going to wrap up today's episode of Leighton's Loft. I hope everyone enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We got to get out of here because the jokes are starting to take a turn.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure they are, Lou.
All right. We'll see you all next week.